speaks for itself, Lucas. Carl was the founder or co-founder of Samphire Resources some now 16 years ago, before his retirement from that company last year. Went from a very, very small $2 million company when the DeCrosser discovery was made. And that $2 million company, 4-cent company, is today a $10 company with nearly a $5 billion market capitalization. So to be instrumental in the founding, the listing, the discovery, obviously not on the ground, that was done by the technicals, but actually directing that and financing that, all the way through to the development of what was then the world's highest grade copper mine, the financing, the inherent then for production, profit, and then the shutdown and moving on to new opportunities, which was Botswana and Spain, where they've got two very, very successful operations which were brought on by acquisition. So basically that company under Carl's tenure did it all. Discovered, built, acquired, and has been built into the world's, well, Australia's largest independent pure play copper company at the moment. So it's pretty self-explanatory how that would assist us. As you just pointed out, the copper price has been relatively strong and getting somewhat stronger over the last number of months, and quite a trend over the last year at least. And having and not just only in copper, but having that type of experience on the board as we look to do something similar is a massive advantage. That people like that are very, very hard to find, and if you can find them, incredibly, some would say even harder to get. So we're very, very pleased and very, very excited to have Carl working with us and sharing the same vision for the company. That's an interesting question there, Lucas, and a question a lot of people ask. What commodities are you looking at? To be honest, we're relatively agnostic. The key thing is a commodity that can make money. A commodity that, if you work backwards, that can be mined at a good margin. And it comes down to cost per ton. So we kind of work backwards from there, and then you have to look at commodity price. Now, you've just mentioned a moment ago the strength of the copper price at the moment. We're very, very interested in that space, as are a lot of companies, a lot of people. We believe we've got a bit of an advantage with our team and their track record in copper. So copper is certainly up there, but I think we would say we've got a bit more of a future-facing metals or a future-facing commodity bias. So commodities that fit into the not just the EV revolution, but the decarbonisation of the economy and the revolution, if you like. So a number of different things fall into that category and do fit quite nicely with the existing lithium projects that do sit in our portfolio that we did list with and then add over the course of the last couple of years. So for us, things that that's sort of number one. Are we looking at projects and commodities that do have the potential for, when I talk about cost per ton, they do need to therefore have things like grade, and then what are the challenges of potentially getting these things into production. So once we start to tick those boxes, we can start to be a bit broader in terms of the commodities that we're looking at. But copper is certainly high on the list, as are a number of other base metals. But we're trying to be open-minded, and at the same time utilise the resource that we have within the company well, and not spread ourselves too thinly, and be looking at everything that is being thrown around. So without saying too much, I know it's very broad, but without saying too much, your copper is a favourite of ours. There's a couple of other little things that we are keeping an eye on that I'll keep under wraps for the meantime, but hopefully we can talk about it in a bit more detail soon. one goal here, Lucas, is as it always has been, always will be, which is to make shareholders money. And the way that we'd like to do that is get the share price up. That is number one. It is the number one focus all the time. And the way that you do that at the moment is built on the current portfolio of assets. And the way we want to do that is land something that we believe can be really company making, company changing, and reward our long-time shareholders and the shareholders that have recently got involved, either got more involved in the company at the last raise, or are rejoining us again after a short hiatus. So really, that's the key: landing a project where we can leverage the experience of the board and our new director as well, Lucas. I don't want to forget Fatty, who's joined us, Fatty Diab, who's joined us recently. A very, very good corporate background, very, very disciplined individual. Really excited to work with him on the board with Carl, myself, our technical team that we've been quietly adding to in the background, which we'll be able to talk about a little bit more over the coming weeks, and get everyone to work as hard as possible and continuing to work as hard as possible to see some value accretion for all shareholders. So that is the key goal, and we work backwards from there.